you ascending or descending? Many people don't even know the difference. And yet there is a difference. If you are going through what people call these days an awakening experience, then you are ascending. You are expanding. You are going from earth to the sky. You are going upwards. You are going towards your higher self, your spirit, collective consciousness, cosmic consciousness. And that is usually the story of most people who are on a spiritual journey, that they have been living what people call life in the matrix, in the structure, a job, money, maybe family. Overall, focus largely on the practical, material part of life. And then something happens, maybe something good happens, like a strong experience in retreat, practice. Maybe they went to the Burning Man or any other festival where they have had a massive heart opening, and that facilitated and quantum leaped what is called awakening these days. Or maybe they had a difficult experience, illness, maybe they lost someone, maybe their life was destroyed one way or another. And that event became that tool that helped them to go into the higher state. You can enter this door from positive, negative, or neutral state. And yet, if you're moving from material world into the metaphysical world, it is called ascending. And most of the practices that we know in a modern society, they are built around that. They are built to help people to have this experience of what is called awakening and experience ascension, to start their ascension journey, and then also to embody it eventually. That's for most people. However, there are those who, for whatever reason, doing exactly the opposite journey. They are what we call descending. It means they are coming from the sky to the earth. They are moving from the spirit to the matter, to the body. They are going from metaphysical to physical. And instead of learning how to connect to their higher self and higher consciousness, they already have it. They already fully embody it. And so their learning here becomes about learning the physical world, about learning how to be practical, how to be grounded, how to make money, how to have business, how to be in a family structure, how to be with children, how to raise children. Basically, how to be in a practical reality of life. Those usually are the people who are coming from family of healers, or seers, or shamans, or clairvoyants. And there is an episode already on the podcast specifically what happens if you come from those family, and what can you do about that energy that you have been given by nature. So people who are born what is called awakened, they do not go through the awakening experience. And often they don't have that massive awakening experience that everyone else is talking about, because they are already what people say woke, which means that their journey is entirely different. It is not how to become more spiritual, but on contrary, how to become more practical, how to become more integrated into your body, into the physical world. And so when you go through your spiritual path, it's very important to identify from which direction you are going and where. And even though it is simple, often it is very confusing to people. And I remember even my own journey, it took me many years to understand that my own experience is an experience of descension, not ascension. And I remember all the confusion that I have had for many years around it. Because as I said, when you look at practices and what people talk about in a spiritual world, it is largely to support the awakening experience itself. It is largely to help people to wake up. But then what happens if you never went to sleep? What happens if you were born this way? Then it's an entirely different journey. And if you keep pushing for spirit when you already have so much of it within yourself, then it's just gonna make you more unstable in your mind and extra sensitive, where sometimes people refer to it as not being able to have clear boundaries energetically and psychically, mentally, emotionally with others. When you become so much of the empath, when you feel so strongly what is happening for other people, that it becomes painful because you don't know how to manage it. So if that's you, then your journey towards spiritual realization is somewhat different that the rest of the world is going through. And at the same time, if you're the person who are coming from the material world and you have just discovered spirituality, then a big part of your journey is heart opening, learning to feel what others feel, learning to understand what others understand, and to be compassionate towards others and yourself. Whatever trajectory you are going through right now, it's important to honor everything that you are and choose a path which is the best for you. And only you know. Listen to your inner wisdom and choose a path that resonates the most with everything that you are. And sometimes it is up towards the sky. Sometimes it is down towards earth. And yet what's important is to meet exactly in the middle. As they say, as above, so below. As below, so above. In the middle, in harmony. And it does not matter from which direction you're coming to this space within yourself where you're fully centered and embodied, and where there is a balance between your divine self and human self, in here and now. Thank you for showing up here today for yourself. And I'm inviting you to spend a few minutes just being with yourself in silence.